Hey guys, Scott from Realistic Outdoors. I'm in the shop today because it went from 0 degrees to minus 20 last night. And today we're doing something special. We're gonna Mad Max the front of this bad boy.
Did he say Mad Max?
We've been doing a lot of trail riding, a lot of bush and brush and roads that have been overtaken. And when the trees hit here, you have to get off and lift them, push the quad or forward the quad and then over your head and such. So what I'm gonna do is build a little brush bar and a little windshield so that the brush will come up and go over. Hopefully that'll work. We'll check it out. Okay, after talking with the foreman, standing over there drinking coffee, we decided that the best way to mount this would be to weld some steel plates on here so that we can mount the aluminum rails to. So I just made some templates and we're going to cut these out in steel, clean these bars off, tack weld them in, go from there. Tackety tack, don't look back. Okay, the steel is prepped, cleaned, ready to go. I just need to prep where I'm going to attack, weld them onto the frame. So it's basically be couple tacks, here and there, corner, here, here, and here. And then the back one, it's probably a couple here, and then a couple here, and that's it, both sides. Just cleaned up the steel in the areas I'm going to weld. Okay, I got them all tacked in there. Just, I don't want to go too deep. I did punch a hole right there. I had to quickly give it a tack weld to fill it in. So you have to be careful, it's pretty thin material. Well, I said it in other videos, I'm an electrician. I'm not a welder. But those aren't gonna go anywhere. Also, they're not there for a lot of support. Like, they don't really need to be super duper. Oh, there we go. We got them all welded on. You know, they're not the greatest of welds. They will stay. Now I just got to figure out how to make the aluminum rails.
Oh, what's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know. It should still be going. Hey, sorry about the fan, but just mocking up where those will sit into those brackets, which I will drill and bolt, and I'm gonna weld the nut on the back side so I can quickly put them on or off. But basically, that's gonna be a windscreen right here, and well, not really a windscreen as much as protect you from brush. And then I'll have the V-bar to come down here and up so the brush can run up, off, and then up over my head. All right, so tomorrow we're gonna do the welding of these pieces, cross members, the connectors, We've just been humming and hawing on how to make this work. I think we kind of come up with an idea that's not too bad, so we'll find out. I'm gonna have a piece of pipe here that goes over this piece with a stanchion mounted on it. So we can put the pipe onto, connect to out here in the center, same on the other side, and then have a third piece that's mounted from here down to the center piece. So all three of those will clamp together. I say that now, but our minds may be changed. I'm also gonna bring in some paint tomorrow and get this painted before it starts rusting. Hey guys, in the middle of this video, if you're finding anything entertaining, fun, you learned something, take this second to maybe subscribe. Appreciate that. Okay, what I have here is 2 pieces of angle iron to build a bit of a channel that's exactly the size I want. I've got them clamped onto my bar now. I'm just gonna run a couple tacks here, and then I'm gonna weld a bead in there, and then I'm gonna actually weld my bar onto this. And I may do the same idea up top because it was pretty simple. And I got those welded together. Not the greatest, but I will tell you, in case it's obvious, this is the first time I've welded aluminum. So it is together. I have to adjust my mask because I am getting a little bit of flash here. That's not too bad. Okay, so the plan is, I'm gonna mount on this U-channel that I just made, this protrusion. So that'll fit right onto my bar, and I'm gonna mount a pinhole, probably 2 pins, to keep it in place. This will mount out here somewhere. It's gonna have holes drilled into it. It's gonna be a piece of down tube, possibly 2. So there might be 2 of these, and they'll pin onto there from the upper spot. So I'll have a little bit of a V. The big one will hold the support, the force. Hot, so that we'll be able to pivot. There'll be a pin position somewhere about there. This rail will come up. Something like this. Something like that. Put it on. There we are. So that way I can disconnect this pin. This will pop out of that channel, the channel that goes across there, and then I can either spin it up against the windscreen, which I'll probably end up doing, and this one will pin down here. So I might put a couple different plates down here so that if I want to mount it here, I put it into that pin, and then if I want to just drive normal, maybe I have it up in this pin position. But likely when I'm driving, this will be off, except for when I get into the bush.
You're not fishing stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me you're not fishing stories.
Okay, here's where we've left off. So I have this attached. I'm gonna put pins, 2 of them, quick disconnects. I have a bolt here. I've added the steel band just for protection. Those will pop right off. I'm gonna put 2 probably pipe clamps or some clamp on there. It's not necessary, the pressure goes this way. And then the windshield, I still have left to put the actual plexi in, but it'll basically just sit into those slots like that with a couple quick pins, and then that's it. So it's quick removal. That's my brush cutter. Anyway, it's big trees. It's not really brush. It's 2-inch round trees. You know, they're like that big, and they going across the trail. So this will keep me from having to get off the quad constantly. And that's where we're at. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So there is my frame for the window right now currently. Plexiglass this big is expensive, and it's gonna need to be replaced reasonably often because it will get scratched. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cut a piece of checker plate aluminum that goes almost to the bottom, so there's still a little bit of airflow. Then I'm gonna cut a window space about this big, and I'm gonna mount a piece of plexiglass inside. So now I'll have this rough and tumble checker plate covering, which will actually strengthen this whole feature. It'll add probably 3 pounds, but it'll be worth it in the end. And then this piece of plexiglass I can replace from the inside. I'll probably weld sleeves that I can slide it right into. So that's my plan. Okay, so here's the marks on here. I set this up to fix this, not dead center because I want a little bit more up the top and just a little overlapping on the sides. So once I found the center and where I wanted my glass to end, basically the glass will end right where that bracket starts. You can see the line there. So I'm gonna just erase these lines so they don't accidentally get cut. I just need to cut this window and this size, and then I will go drill and pop rivet it in place. However, I want to make sure that my glass will fit, and what I'm going to use to mount it on here. So that I have to work out first. Also just a trick, I don't know if you probably know, but the isopropyl alcohol that I use in my stoves also is dampen this. It's a magic marker that removes permanent Sharpie really easily. Nice trick to have in the arsenal. Okay, I took this out into the I took this out in the shop. I did the long cuts with the chop saw just for a little straighter and easiness. Now I'm gonna go grab my jigsaw and finish those corners. Okay, jigsawed out. Now I'm just gonna file the edges smooth and some little burrs that are hanging there. Get rid of those. Then we'll figure out the glass. Okay, that's how it's gonna look. That's the windscreen. Just without the glass, obviously. Okay, got the brackets created, riveted in. I have some foam behind there to keep it from vibrating. And then I put an outside bracket over top so I can remove that and slide glass out if I need to replace it. I didn't put any in the bottom so the moisture can come in and run through. bit of paint left to do. 2 quick release pins. This just sits on these 2 rails. It's the pressure of those 2 rails. I can actually crank on this. All I need is for a little bit of brush. 4 quick pins. The windshield comes off. And that's it. All done. I am gonna paint this black. I hate it silver. Well, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy. There it is. It's not just for whimsicals. It's not for attacking zombies. It's not really for the apocalypse. I was just kidding there. This is going to be practical use for me. The live trees that grow across, they're kind of sagged and they sit across. And, you know, I don't know what's got them down. They're just sad, I guess. But anyway, they hang across like this and then they go up the other side. So just lifting them up, it's going to be super handy, I think. I'll let you know in the video comments if it's successful. I'll be doing a test run in August. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure this will work out perfectly for keeping brush out of my face. But thanks for joining me on this little trip of Mad Maxing my quad. Thanks for hanging out. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it. And if you found anything interesting, entertaining, or even useful and you learned something, give the video a like and possibly consider sharing. Thank you, and stay safe.